Hello again, it's me. Thought I would check in and give you the latest information of what all's going on. Um, where do I start? Okay, back in November or so, um, my neurologist and my back spine doctor wanted me to go in and have MRIs. The neurologist MRIs of the brain and cervical spine and thoracic spine, and then my uh, spine doctor, who does injections to help with pain, um, wanted me to go in for the lumbar to see if there'd been any more damage from the lupus and or the, I mean, excuse me, the RA, and just check to see where things stood before he does the injections again, because it's been a while since I had the injections. So I went in for. They had them all scheduled at once. It was going to be a long day of imaging, but one trip because I have to go an hour away for those. Um, so I go in and they have me get in the gown and they can. They have to have a special. It's called my PE. It's a physician that a doctor, cardiologist specialist that comes in and looks over. Uh, what's it called? They do a little thing of how my heart's beating, and then he'll turn the my pacemaker off so they can do the MRI or MRIs, and then when I'm done, he turns them back on. Well, they go in and they put this thing over my pacemaker, which shows um, how it's doing and everything, and they pause for a minute and walks off and talks to somebody else, and they make a phone call, and then they come back and they tell me, hand me a paper and said that we can't do your MRIs today, and because he explained that the wires weren't where they were supposed to be, and he said if they're off a little, sometimes we can go ahead and do it, but yours are off quite a bit, and they couldn't do it. I had to go in and see a specialist, and by December 13th, they had me in for surgery to do what was initially called a revision to fix the wire that was nearly puncturing my heart. And turned out that he ended up going in and just replacing the entire uh, pacemaker. Yeah, she's back again. She has to be seen on screen, I guess. Yeah, the same cat won't pose for pictures for me. Anyway, so they did the surgery, and um, I basically had to heal for 6 weeks. The cool thing that came out of it is my daughter, for the first time, did Christmas dinner, and she did an excellent job, even though she's nitpicking about this wasn't right or that. She did a good job. She did a fantastic job. Felt kind of weird though, because I like cooking and I enjoy cooking for my family on special occasions, and I didn't get to this time, so it was a bit different. Um, anyway, so I waited the 6 weeks and was healed. I had to go back for my checkup, and he released me to have my MRIs done. So they go to schedule the MRIs, and this time, for some reason, insurance, which is stupid, says that they can't do them all at once. Okay. Um, Now, mind you, I had appointments coming up the end of February, beginning of March. I went down to Mayo for um, my third Mayo appointments. Each time I go down, they have me scheduled with all kinds of different specialists and all kinds of different tests and things. And the neurologist down there wanted to see all the MRIs. Well, they only were able to get the MRI of the brain and the cervical done. I think I don't think they had the thoracic even. I think they were able to do the thoracic down there, but for some reason they wouldn't approve the lumbar to be done down there. I don't know what. Insurance is stupid. We've got good insurance. I hate to see for people that don't have good insurance because it's crazy. But anyway, we already knew going in from my neurologist here that and from what they said on the report, that I have meningitis. It's meningitis and some degeneration in the cervical spine, minor degeneration. Degeneration of the spine is there minor? But anyway, so my neurologist here wanted to know their opinion on, he was iffy on whether he should do a lumbar puncture. Basically, that's to make sure that it is aseptic and from the lupus and not from bacterial or something like that. But everybody's pretty sure that it's aseptic. Anyway, the neurologist down there, her opinion was that I should have the lumbar puncture. This girl is terrified of needles. Not going there. If you ask me if do you want this done, if it involves a needle, no, I do not want it done. There's only 3 times that I'll welcome a needle. That is in childbirth, when I'm in severe pain, epidural, give it to me right now. Go ahead, anytime. Migraines. I get an injection for migraines, and my spine. The reason the spine doctor does, but he sedates me, so I don't even not even. They say that I'm not knocked out, that I just forget, but I don't care. For me, it doesn't happen. I don't remember it. I remember having laughing gas and going off to La La Land, and when I wake up, I feel a whole lot better. So those are fine. Well, they don't put you under, and I don't know if the sedation is as strong for the lumbar puncture. Plus, there's the risk of bleeding from spinal fluid from the lumbar puncture, and that could cause a horrible, horrible headache. And I went through that with our late son. He had a test similar to a lumbar puncture. It leaked. There was, to put it politely, a jerk doctor at the emergency room. His doctor has said to take him back to the emergency room at the hospital where they had done the procedure. I did. This doctor didn't believe that. He wouldn't even call up to the imaging center in his own hospital or call my son's doctor who told us to come back there. He has him standing up, bending over, walking, and my son's in tears, and my son didn't cry easily, trust me. He's an athlete. He found out he had a broken arm after the fact, and moo, he shakes it off. My son's in tears, and I'm getting to be to the point of tears, and I'm telling this doctor, begging this doctor, and he says it's a Friday, and my son was 18. He says, well, I know a pill seeker when I see one, and it just so happens that this doctor has his own rehab over on the other side of town that he thought would be great for my son. Anyway, that's a long story, but my son ended up being put in the hospital. They found out that there was a bad leak from the test he had done. They tried caffeine, which caffeine drip sometimes will seal it up, and it didn't. So they had to go in and do a blood patch, and that doctor said it was the that he'd ever seen, but he got taken care of. I do not want to go through that. I've seen it. Doctors, they'll say, well, that's a rare situation. Do you know how often rare? I mean, rare is normal to me. If it's not likely, it'll probably happen with me because that's just how it works. I mean, I wish, I wish that applied to. It's not likely that you'll win the lottery, but I'm hoping that I won last night's lottery jackpot. Why not? I get everything else that's not likely. Um. Anyway, where was I? They know that there was the meningitis, and the doctors recommended that, but I said no. So where did I go? Am I still here? I hope I was still there. I hit something on my computer, so I went someplace else. Anyway, I said no, so she said that if my rheumatologist could try put me on it's actually a chemotherapy medication, methotrexate, which has a whole lot of really bad possible side effects. Um, it may, which should clear up the meningitis, and I wouldn't have to have the lumbar puncture. But if I go back in July and the meningitis is still there, or if it gets worse, then I have to have the lumbar puncture. Down there they also found out that there is pressure inside my skull, which is different than like when glaucoma, there's pressure outside pushing on the optic nerve. This is inside, but in swelling of the optic nerve and such. And I think it's called pseudotumor cerebri. Has symptoms of a brain tumor, but it's not a brain tumor. The good news is, I guess, with the lumbar puncture, it could relieve some of the pressure from that. Both conditions cause really bad headaches, and they've been getting worse. Part of me is kind of thinking, oh, I wish I'd had lumbar puncture done down there. But as it is right now, I can still hold out because I don't like shots. So my doctor agreed reluctantly to put me on the methotrexate because she'd never heard of methotrexate being used for lupus, which I looked it up and it is, which concerns me that my doctor didn't know that. This whole path is scary. I've been telling my doctors I'm having trouble talking and having trouble with my speech. I sound slurred with getting my thoughts out right. And they said, well, that's just brain fog. Honey, this is not brain fog. If this is brain fog, it should come with a warning, dense fog advisory, not just brain fog. Because I can't find, sometimes I reach for just finding the family member's name or something, things that I know pretty well. My head's pounding now. Anyway, they tried to get the other MRIs done down there. I can't remember if they did the thoracic or if I'd already had that part done, but the lumbar didn't get done, and they went around, and for whatever reason, our insurance wouldn't cover it down there. I don't know if it's because I was scheduled for it back here when I got back, or why. But they tried and tried, and if insurance wouldn't approve it down there, so the insurance company says, well, they got 90 days to turn around if they go ahead and do it, and it'll come back and we'll pay for it. And that's a big if, because I had to put $3,000 down if I wanted to have it done there, and it's like, I don't think so. So I didn't get the lumbar done down there. And I don't think I had the lumbar this week or early next week, I think. I don't know. They also, when I had the test for the pre-op for the pacemaker, found a spot on my lung, and thank God, praise the Lord, that it's nothing. My pulmonologist went ahead and noted it, and then she went back last week, and which would have been 3 months, I think. Rechecked, and they said it's nothing to worry about. There's a plus. But so now I'm going to be starting this methotrexate, which lowers my immune system and makes infection easier. When I have what she said, I have an infection in my legs, because it's one of the things that the blood lupus can stop the blood from it pools in the wrong places. It causes swelling and pain, and I have that going on. I thought she was going to call in a prescription for an antibiotic, but that wasn't called in, so I have to call her and see if that was a mistake or if I misunderstood. I need to start recording these somehow, my doctor's appointments, because I don't remember what's said. I do take my husband, but he doesn't remember any better than I do. So I'm starting the methotrexate along with folic acid, because that will help ease some of the mouth sores that she says I'm going to have. Oh boy, oh joy. And she wants me on this very strict diet, which is no gluten, no red meat, no dairy, no pop, but there was something else. No sugar. Sugar's not the hard one for me, but red meat. That's the problem. I like red meat. And I'm not sure about gluten. I have to. That's another thing. I'm told to do this kind of thing, but I don't. Yeah, I don't. So what's it mean to not eat gluten? I have to get a book and find out and read this when I can't understand things and comprehend things. Does any of this start to... Are you getting why I'm frustrated and confused? Okay, let's see, what else? The neurologist sent me a video about how... Oh, did you want me to see a neuropathic ophthalmologist? Anyway, she sent me a video to watch on how they are now approaching chronic illness and chronic pain. I'm going to try to remember to post that link for that video in the comments or below, or someplace for you to go to and watch it yourself. And I'm curious of how you take it. When I first listened to it, I thought, well, that's compassionate. Doctor's compassionate. That's not something that people with my disease often get, because a lot of doctors, they get angry and it's like it's your fault if they can't figure out what's going on or what to do about it. This should be working, so you must not be doing something right. Right. Anyway, but after I thought about it, and if you listen to it, there's things like, don't focus on your illness. Don't talk about your disease. Don't talk about it, or don't think about how the pain, or don't talk about it, and go on about things. Don't let it stop you from doing things that you want to do. Go ahead and go and push through it, and things like this. Now, first of all, if I push through my pain, it soars up a whole lot worse. My fever goes up, a whole slew of things happens. It's not a good thing. I can't push through it. Second, to me it sounded like they're trying to shut me up. And that, pardon my French, but that pisses me off, because you don't see them telling breast cancer patients, just, shh, don't talk about it and your cancer will go away. Or, leukemia. Shh. Muscular dystrophy. Let's just pretend it's not there and you'll be fine. I mean, that seems like what this video is saying for me to do, and I'm sorry. The whole purpose of me making these videos is because I'm not going to shut up about it, because there's too many of us out there suffering because people don't know anything about these invisible diseases. Another one they attached to me while I was down there was Felty syndrome. What a strange name. Yay, got another title to go. Well, Felty syndrome is basically severe RA, more or less. It has to do with my blood cells being weird, and I'm not even sure what all it means other than more or less severe RA. Even RA, I talk mostly about the lupus, but most people don't realize that RA is not just arthritis in your hands that cripples your hands, that it is just basically like lupus. It's an autoimmune disease that can attack any part of your body. Putting arthritis on it, rheumatoid arthritis, is misleading, sort of. I'm losing track of where I'm going with this. See, this is what I'm talking about. I am tired. It's been a long day. Rheumatologist appointment today. Getting poked. Well, I tell you, you go in where you're already hurting. So it hurts here? Yes, it hurts there. It's tender here? Yeah. I mean, basically, everything, I can just tell you, everything hurts except for my nose. So, I'm so sorry. Poke, poke, poke. Yeah. Beats the needles, but I am so tired of being poked and prodded and stuck. I just want to run away. I want to run away. My dream right now, if I could, is one of two things, or combining them, is either being able to get on my bike and take off and just disappear on my bike. And I've talked about my passion for long distance cycling. Or taking into consideration how lousy I can feel and how this can get worse with activity. I've been watching so many videos on camper van conversions, and that's the kind of, not camper van conversions, but building furniture and things was what I was doing before I got sick. I want to convert a van so badly. I can taste it, and I'm thinking, if I could get this done, it would make it so much more affordable when I have to go down to Jacksonville to the Mayo Clinic. But I'd like to do the van and just take off for a vacation. Just do nothing. No shots. No scans. None of that stuff. No running this doctor to that doctor, and oh, as soon as we're done here, we got an appointment there. Well, don't worry, they know that it's fine. I just want to relax. They sit there and they said one of the things I need to do is eliminate stress. Well, hello. Being sick is probably one of the biggest stresses that we have. How it affects the family, everything, it affects everything. And it's like, well, I could just stop everything and see if it kills me. Or I could try and fight it. Anyway, that's depressing thought. I, yeah, I would love to be able to do my own camper van conversion. I was shocked. My nephew and his wife, she posted pictures on Facebook. Here, a lot of people think that I'm crazy for wanting to do. Why don't you just buy an RV? Because I want to do it personal. It's personal. It's what makes me comfortable. It's an expression of me to do it, and that's why I want to do it. Well, they're converting a school bus, and that looks so cool. I'm so impressed with them. Those two, they take on everything. They take on the world, and that's amazing to me. It's cool. So, I guess if you're watching, kudos to you. Um, but yeah, that's what I'd like to do right now. It's just I want to take off in a van, do my own van conversion, and hook my bikes up to a trailer hooked up to it, and just go see everything I can see. And when I'm tired, I can just sit in my chair outside of my van and watch the world go by, and maybe go hop in a pool or a hot tub for a little bit and just relax and have a change of scenery. It all just sounds so much better. I hate being stuck inside. I hate being stuck inside when I'm looking around at the things that need to get done and I can't get them done. I'm just tired of being sick and tired. As my husband can quote every line of Blazing Saddles, and the one that I can remember is, I'm so tired of playing the game. Tired of, yeah, something like that. Now I can't even quote that. It's Madeline, I can't remember. Yeah, I can't remember anything. It's 51st Dates. At least I can watch a movie over and over, and it'd be like brand new to me. Anyway, well, that about sums up everything I can think of right now. If anybody's watching this, I really would love it if you subscribed and left me a comment, tell me what you, ask me questions, give me advice, whatever. Just, it'd be nice to know you're out there. In the meantime, hope that your day's going well. And if I don't talk to you before then, I hope you have an excellent Easter. God bless.